Well, hello there. Welcome back, you guys, to Stevo Runs, the channel created for like-minded people looking to become fitter, healthier people. So, it's been some time, I don't know, 4 weeks, 5 weeks since I made a video. You may have noticed, you may have not. That's fine, here we are. Okay, so, just recently, I've been dialing in on what needs to be done for me to become a better runner. If you follow my Strava, you'll probably see what I've been doing. I might have mentioned it in a previous video, I can't remember. The last ones I made was those 2 races that I made. I thought I made a mistake in doing. Actually, I'm pretty happy I did them now. More miles under the belt. If you didn't know about that, half marathon, a marathon the weekend after, on top of injuries and no fitness. But I made it, half marathon in a fairly reasonable time of 1:41, and the marathon in a not so great time, and it was ultimately an absolute pain fest. But as always, I've taken a lot from those races, and it's really knocked me into onto the right path of what I need to do now for upcoming races, being 2 marathons next year and Race to the King, 100k. Okay, so my legs were so battered, my body was so battered getting around that marathon 4 weeks, 5 weeks back, that I knew what I needed to do. I needed to get into the gym. So I was doing some strength training at home, ultimately not enough, because my muscles, hips, anything below my belly button was absolutely killing on the way around. It's like people saying, don't think about the pain, just carry on. You literally can't when your muscles are locked up like mine did. It weren't just me, another guy I was running with, Robin, had exactly the same pains. We battled through together. We were just happy to make it to the end. So my change of plan now has been to hit the gym 4 times a week with a long run on a Sunday. I'm in the learning phase really of knowing what to do there, as in, do you run first, do you strength train after, or vice versa, how much to do, which exercises to do specifically, and yeah, and all that as a beginner would in the gym. But I feel like I'm getting the hang of it now. I start to split my days. I go 4 times a week. I'll do 1 day as upper and core, I'll do the other day as lower and a bit core, and then same again. Each one of those days I've been running. I started off running 3 miles a time for 2 weeks, 3.5 miles a time for a few weeks, 4 miles I just done last week, and this week, on next week, I want to 4.5 miles per day per session. So this week being 4 times 4 is 16, plus today's long run, which I'll explain in a bit, will make 25 miles. So starting sort of ultra low really, starting about 17-18 miles and building up ever so gradually this time. Every 2 weeks I'll add 5.5 miles on, and then when I keep those miles the same the week after, I'll add a bit onto my long run. So I've never felt so sure in a plan than I do at the minute. I'm not starting from scratch, but I'm trying to get strong. There's no visible changes right at this second, but I'm feeling stronger. I'm starting to be able to lift heavier weights, and ultimately that's got to do me well. I'm only a recreational runner who wants to be fairly good at it, so I'm not deadly serious on, you know, worrying about putting too much bulk on, so it'll slow me down. I'd ultimately like to be able to do marathons, ultra marathons, etc. with my body in good nick, to be able to do it in a half decent time. There's no pro runner coming on here, because then I'd be worried about putting too much muscle on. But it'd be nice to feel strong, look better, get into good shape to be able to do those races at the ability that I'd like to be at. So that's me. My plan all along was to build base all the way up to Christmas, keep the weights going in, It's going to be hard on the days where I've got Christmas work at the butcher shop, but I'll do everything I can on those days to just maintain what I've built up probably over the last 2-3 months by the time I get to January. And when January comes around, we start the proper training plan for London Marathon 2024. So gym, get strong, keep the miles going in steadily, build myself up to 30-35 miles a week starting in January, and go from there. Keep plodding along steady enough that with my injury record, keeping them away. The idea is for the strength training is to get rid of those things and just have a whole stronger body to be able to cope. I'm fed up of the broken ankles, the tendonitis, all those things that I've had. If you see my channel, I've had a whole catalogue of classic running injuries. I'm sick of them. It's time to change. I'm 40 now. So I can look after myself a bit better and be ready for what I want to achieve. Okay, so today's run, I've made one up I think. Here's a pyramid run. I'm doing 9 miles, starting at 10-minute miles, going up 30 seconds per mile every mile. I'm currently supposed to be running 8:30s because I'm on my 4th mile. And then when I do my 8-minute miles, I'll gradually go back down to 10, back to my car, 9 miles done, and 4 successful weeks without missing much. I haven't missed a single gym session. I'm really enjoying that. I missed one long run, which was I was going fishing. Other than that, I fit every single workout that I want to do. I'm already feeling better for it. Another thing is I was feeling a little bit stressed through the year. I made a few videos about that. But feeling in a good place. But it's all about trying to turn that around. And the way I personally did that was sorting my training out, doing something sustainable, doing my best not to be injured, so I can consistently do what I want to do, and also having some time for myself. And I get a bit of that with running, but I go fishing every Tuesday now. My little one's at school, and ultimately I feel on top of the world. Those little tiny changes can make a big difference to when you're not feeling great. So all good to go. So as always, I'm open for advice. Do you go to the gym to supplement your running and do both? What do you do about calorie intake? It's hard to look online and see what you should be eating, and I need to be eating more than my standard 2,500. I've got my own numbers, but you've got to plow in a bit of protein to make sure you can actually put the bit of muscle on whilst also running. It's quite a hard sort of measure to get right, and I know I'm not supposed to be seeing results in 4 weeks, so it's at least 6. I'm feeling stronger. I've been able to lift more reps as the weeks go on, so it's definitely working. What do you do about yours? Do you run first? How many doing 3, 4, 5 miles? Do you do weights after? There's a difference between endurance strength and getting sort of buff, as they say, and I want somewhere in between to look like I'm getting stronger, feeling stronger, being able to run efficiently too. What's your plan of action there? I don't follow many people on Strava that put gym workouts on there, supplementing their running. I'll find some, I'll take more notice, but I'm always willing to learn. I get there at 5 o'clock in the morning, start training about 10 past. As the miles get longer, I start getting there a bit earlier so I don't have to cut back on the strength training exercises. Or as my runs get to 6-7 miles, I need to be more efficient in which ones I choose, which are more suitable for endurance runners, which is not a bad thing. I'm happy to switch over as needed, and as the light days come back round into next year, I can start using the gym just for strength and getting outside, because you can't beat being outside like this, which is I'm really enjoying today, even though it's miserable and wet. But the good thing is the gym cuts out any need to skip one when the weather's just too shit. So you're in the warm, loads of machines to choose from, guaranteed to get it done. And that's ultimately been the way that I've been so consistent at the moment. So I'm really happy I did it. £29.99 a month, well spent in a pure gym just around the corner from my house, like a 2-minute drive. So happy I did that. Let's see how today goes. I've been all easy running at the moment, so I'm going to afford myself a few sort of slightly harder intervals in the middle of this as I go down to 8-minute miles, which isn't particularly fast, but it's more than I've been doing. And it'd be nice to give my legs a little bit of turnover for something different compared to what I've been doing for the last 4 weeks. Anywho, it's been great to see you all again. I'm not dead. I'm still going strong. Really enjoying my training at the minute. Doing everything that I feel like I needed to be doing. There's a lot of water about. It's probably best I'm not out and about too much at the moment. But no excuses. Getting the work done. Going into next year as a new man, hopefully. Without putting too much weight on over Christmas. Hopefully I can look a bit more like a runner next year. And see how we can do in London Marathon, Milton Keynes Marathon, and Race to the King 100k. Thank you for joining me once again. Please hit the red subscribe button below. Sorry about the inaction recently. I've been literally just putting it all into training. I thought I'd give you a quick update of how that is going. See you on the next one. Stevo runs. See you then.